Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. On today's episode, we got to talk about the article from the Bleacher Report saying that the Chicago Bulls need to go ahead and trade Coby White. And then we preview the Chicago Bulls versus the New Orleans Pelicans. But y'all already know how we do it over here. Y'all gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down for me and my co-host C-Dub on another daily episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. Let's jump right into it. First thing first, an article by Bleacher Report that was written by Greg Schwartz suggests that the Chicago Bulls need to just go ahead and trade Coby White. Not gonna lie to y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on board. Trade that man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You just gotta deal with it. It's the NBA. Look, we know that the Chicago Bulls picked up Coby White's fourth-year option, but they have not agreed to an extension with him yet. So I believe that Coby White, with his experience, with his past experiences, that some team will go out and offer him some money that the Chicago Bulls would not be willing to pay. So, in my mind, go ahead and get something in return for this young fella. You know what I'm saying? You have players that have emerged that you must pay before Coby White. That and when the first player that come to mind, y'all should agree. If you don't, I'ma question your basketball acumen, and that's in Ayo Dosunmu. That's the player you need to pay before you throw out any money towards Coby White. Look, Coby White this season, in 7 games, under playing 21 minutes, has put up 8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. After last year, with playing 27 minutes, put up 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I like what Coby White has been doing so far this season, but if we keeping it honest, it just hasn't been good enough. The production just hasn't been good enough. You love that Coby White has been attacking the basket a lot more, has been feeling like he can get his own shot a little bit more, has been shooting more threes within the flow of the offense. But at the same time, it's not really equating to nothing statistically. So at the end of the day, you might have to consider getting rid of this young fella. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but that just is what it is. And then the Chicago Bulls go ahead and draft a young fella by the name of Dalen Terry. So, because in my opinion, Dalen Terry needs to see more minutes. So why not go ahead and get rid of the young fella who you might not pay anyway? Get something in return, maybe some draft picks or something if you can recoup that, or try to get a bona fide 3-point shooter. You can see what you can get out of that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not all the way against what Greg Schwartz put as an article within the Bleacher Report. You know what I'm saying? Because there is no way you let Ayo Dosunmu walk. There is no way when Lonzo Ball returns that you not play him. And there, you know what I'm saying? If we going down between the players who's been on the bench and has received minutes, can we argue that Coby White has a better outing than these players? Javonte Green? I would say no. Goran Dragic? I would say no. Derrick Jones Jr.? I would say no. And are you gonna take? You're definitely not gonna take minutes from Andre Drummond. So at the end of the day, you might as well try to recoup something for him. And if you can include, it depends. Obviously, it depends on what's coming back in return if you're going to give him up. But at the same damn time, bro, you got to go ahead and do something. You know what I'm saying? You just don't let a player like that walk for free, you got to do something. You got to do something. So it is what it is, man. Like, I like Coby White's game. I believe he can eventually evolve into something. But I just think that what the Chicago Bulls have to offer right then and right now, Coby White just don't have a spot on this team, man. And unfortunately, he went down with an injury, and we already know the best ability is availability. He hasn't been available. He's dealing with this thigh contusion, and it kept him out a couple games. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls won some, they lost some. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You can still consider his 3-point shooting and include his spacing on the floor. And but at the same time, I think I honestly, just for me personally, I think it's time to cut those ties. You know what I'm saying? But I do honestly, on the flip side of that, still think that the Chicago Bulls front office will still give this young fella an opportunity to prove himself. But at the end of the season, I don't see them paying him. So why not just get rid of the problem now, so you won't even waste your time and you get to recoup something in return. So y'all go ahead and hit that comment box. Let me know how y'all feeling about that. And now we go ahead and preview this game between the New Orleans Pelicans. It is what it is, y'all. They coming in. They got a big three of Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum. And they still got a lot of good pieces around that big three that are young, athletic, can still contribute on different levels. And I believe their head coach in Willie Green is a solid head coach to have on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Standing over there, making plays, calling and doing what he's doing. So if we break down everything, you know what I'm saying? If we break down from the big three, Zion is giving you 23.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Brandon Ingram giving you 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. CJ McCollum, he's more the facilitator right now, giving you 25 and 20, 5 rebounds and 6 assists. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a big man in Valanciunas who can gobble up rebounds. And when you compare that to the Chicago Bulls with DeMar DeRozan giving you 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Zach LaVine giving you, if you round up, 22 points, 4 and 4. Vooch 16, 12 and 3. It's pretty damn matched up. So in this particular game, I believe that it's going to come down to the others. And then at the same time, how do you neutralize Zion Williamson? Well, because you're not going to stop him, but how do you slow him down? How do you slow down Zion Williamson is the question for the Chicago Bulls. I tell you one thing, right now we got Andre Drummond listed as questionable for this particular game. We want to see him go out there and play, you know what I'm saying? Because him adding on as an extra body in this lineup, it'll definitely be beneficial for your Chicago Bulls when it comes to rebounding, because we already know anytime you get a second opportunity, a third opportunity to have a chance to put the ball in the bucket is more beneficial for your team. So we got to go ahead and see that from our guys. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they're going to miss Garrett Temple. He's going to be ruled out. They have Larry Nance Jr., who's going to be questionable. And even if he plays, even if he doesn't play, you still have to worry about Zion Williamson go ahead and dominating inside the paint, because already know that's where his bread and butter lies for the New Orleans Pelicans. And let's just keep it. We got to keep it a buck. And then they already ruling Coby White out. So again, when it comes back to if we should trade Coby White, I understand you have to take what the best trade is. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give him away for a 25-cent bag of chips, which was back in the day. Now chips are probably like 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to just give him away for nothing. So you really got to consider that. But Coby White is definitely out again. Now, the Chicago Bulls faced the New Orleans Pelicans back in the preseason. It was the preseason, so we're not going to buy much stock into that. But the Bulls did beat them 128-112. And in that game, Zion Williamson was cooking. He was cooking. So at the end of the day, you got to see how you can, you're not going to stop him. So you got to see how you can slow this big fella down. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a lot of people comparing him to Charles Barkley. So, you know what I'm saying, with the speed, athleticism, and the size. But you know what I'm saying? You just got to pick your poison. Pick your poison. Who you going to let go off? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to slow them down? And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I would say some of the keys to the game would to be the Chicago Bulls. You got to come out with energy right off the bat. It's going to be energy, 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 energy right off the bat. And then number two, who are you going to Billy Donovan and the coaching staff? Who are you going to decide that you're going to shift your game plan on? Are you going to shift it to Brandon Ingram? Are you going to shift it to Zion Williamson? I think CJ McCollum is a threat, obviously, because you know, saying we know his history, we know his experience, but at the same time, I think the game will be either won or lost by how you control the points and the production and the energy from Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson. So, Chicago Bulls staff, how do you slow down one of these two guys? Are you going to let Zion eat and slow down BI, or are you going to slow down BI and let Zion eat? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be more electrifying? If you was asking me, I would shift my focus onto Zion Williamson because a lot of those putback dunks and you know what I'm saying, those are demoralizing to a team. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, I didn't double. You know what I'm saying? This guy didn't let him dunk again. He didn't have like 5 or 6 dunks. You know what I'm saying? And it's become overwhelming. So you got to see what you can bring to the table for these two teams. You got to see what you can do. You got to see how these guys can go ahead. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to obviously play like how the Toronto Raptors played us. But at the same time, are you going to let Patrick Williams go one-on-one with Zion Williamson? I don't know. I say that you test it out early on. And then if not, you know what I'm saying? Some people may not like it, but then you test out the lineup with Drummond and Vooch. C-Dub say he hated it. I say you test it out, see what it can bring. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely ugly as hell with Tristan Thompson and Nick Vooch last season, but you haven't tested it out this year. So you go ahead and test it out. I mean, you didn't test it out this year. So why not? You see what you can do to slow his ass down. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he has the speed to attack Drummond, but let's see if Drummond can go ahead and accept the challenge and get back once he blow past him. Let's see how he can close in that space and recover. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what's out there. You already know. Against good teams, you got to see what the matchups are. So go ahead and see what the matchups are because ain't no way that you about to have Derrick Jones Jr. guarding a Zion Williams. He going to get his ass creamed. He too little. But then you see if you can get something out of Patrick Williams, but then at the same time, if he gets in foul trouble, then what? So I believe that you have to look at all contingency options because it's definitely a war. So you have to see what you can bring in and see how you can slow these guys down. So y'all go ahead and hit that inbox. Let me know how y'all feeling about both topics. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all comment below. Go ahead and issue your thoughts below, and then we're going to chime in on it. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so every time we drop, you be the first ones to know. And if you want to leave a text message or a voicemail, hit us up on that number, 773-242-9219. And our continued supporters, we throw those arms up for y'all because y'all serdies. And y'all already know. We going to catch y'all on the next one.
Cognac. Gang.